Hello viewers, welcome back to my new lesson. I am Kamruzzaman. Today I am going to talk about compound sentence. This is very important because when we speak something, we don't speak in one way. We don't speak in one volume. We don't speak in one tone. Similarly, when we write down something, we don't write down in one way. We don't write down using only simple sentence. Sometimes we use a compound sentence, sometimes we use a complex sentence. So, we need to give the variations. So, with this end in view, today I am going to talk about compound sentence. So, please have a look on the board. Have a look on the board. I am going to talk about compound sentence. Okay. So, here are some examples. So, look at the examples. Number 1, I went home and I ate rice. Number 2, he is poor but he is honest. We can say but honest. Number 3, you will die or you will do. Number 3, you will do or you will die. You can say do or die. Number 4, I came, I saw and I conquered. I came, I saw and I conquered. So, I repeat. Number 1, I went home and I ate rice. We can say I went home and ate rice. Number 2, he is poor but he is honest. We can also say he is poor but honest. Number 3, you will do or you will die. You can say do or die. Number 4, I came, I saw and I conquered. So, dear students, so what is a compound sentence? What is a compound sentence? In the compound sentence, basically we can find two principal clauses. Okay, principal clause. Okay, principal clause. Example number 2, we can also find two principal clause. He is poor is a principal clause. He is honest is a principal clause. You will do is a principal clause. You will die is also a principal clause. And example number 4, we can find I came. I came is a principal clause. I saw it is also a principal clause. I conquered, it is also a principal clause. So, dear students, please look at the example. Example number 1, I went home and I ate rice. We can find two principal clause. I went home is a principal clause. I ate rice is a principal clause. Example number 2, he is poor is a principal clause. He is honest is a principal clause. You will do is a principal clause. You will die is a principal clause. So, the principal, we can find the principal clause, we can say, we can call it also independent clause, right? Independent clause. Principal clause, we can call it also independent clause. Okay. So, in the compound sentence we can find two principal clause. In the compound sentence basically we can find two principal clause. Example number 1, I went home, it is a principal clause, I ate rice is a principal clause. Example number 2, he is poor is a principal clause, is honest is a principal clause. Example number 3, you will do is a principal clause, or sorry, you will die is also a principal clause. So, in the compound sentence basically we can find two principal clauses connected with and, but, or. So, in the compound sentence basically we can find two principal clauses or two independent clauses connected with and, but, or. But sometimes we can find more than two principal clauses. In the compound sentence basically we can find two principal clauses, but sometimes we can find more than two principal clauses. So, have a look on the example number 4. Here I came is a principal clause, I saw is a principal clause, I concurred is a principal clause. So, in the compound sentence basically we can find two principal clauses or two independent clauses connected with and, but, or, but sometimes we can find more than two principal clauses. And, but, or are the coordinating conjunction. And, but, or are called coordinating conjunction. As and, but, or connected two principal clauses or coordinate two principal clauses. So, and, but, or are called coordinating conjunction. Okay. So, dear students, this is all about compound sentence. So, dear students, thank you very much. Thank you everybody. Take care.